Welcome to the service clinic at Low Country Harley-Davidson. I'm Doc Harley. On a weekly basis, I give you advice. Well, I'm looking for a little back advice to you. I've been working on Harleys for 35 years, and Harley-Davidson comes up with this wonderful product, and it has a chain. We've been using belts for a long time, so okay, I've got to service this chain, so I need a lube because taking the Pan America service, I go to the servicing the chain area, and it says lubricate chain using an O-ring chain compatible lubricant per instructions on container. There's no part number. Harley-Davidson does not have a lube part number for the chain. So they let us choose the lube that we're going to use to service your motorcycle. So I would like to have your advice. Now here's the rules of the advice. One, it has to be O-ring compatible. That's what this is, all right. It has to prevent rust. It has to be able to lube the rollers, the pins, and the bushings, and the metal. Now, I know it's not lubing the O-rings. That's sealed from the factory, but I got to keep the chain from rusting and working correctly. I want minimized splatter. You know what a mess this rooster tail can create when it goes all over the place. The lube has to not attract dirt. I know it's going to get some, but I don't want this guy to go out into the dirt this weekend, have fun, and have clumps of dirt all over his chain. So that's a big thing. And of course, ease of application. I like an easy service. All right. And the last thing is cost. Okay. So those are the parameters. Now, I have done some research, and I know there are 4 bases that you can choose from. First one I used back in 1995, I had a Triumph Super 3. Had a great O-ring chain, and I used wax, and that has paraffin in that application. I loved it. The smell was awesome. It cleaned and it lubed the chain, minimum spatter back, and when it did, easy to clean that stuff off. It was really a good product. It had a caveat though. The problem was the paraffin really didn't get down into the rollers and the bushings, so I really had to service the chain more often than what you would normally do. But that was okay because that was a passion of love for me to take care of that motorcycle. So that's the first option, is the wax form on it. The second form is a paste, and I'm going to just stop there. I don't want to deal with paste because I don't want to use a brush. I don't want to hold the paste on it and rotate and all of that. If you've got a great product, you can suggest it, but paste just is not ease of putting it on. So I'm going to rule that one out. The next one is a liquid base that has PTFE in it, and that is a good product. It's kind of high priced for those with that in it, but it has a lot of pluses for it. It takes care of the rust penetration. It gets right into the rollers and the bushings. It's easy application, just spray it on. But the big thing that is the down part of using the PTFE stuff, I happened to look in the old cabinet we had here, and sure enough, Harley-Davidson had a high-performance chain lube back in the early 90s, and there's hardly anything left in here, but it is a PTFE type lubricant. The thing I did not like was it says to get the best of this product, 2 hours of curing time provides maximum lubricating capabilities. I don't want this bike on my lift for 2 hours, and I don't want the customer to wait for 2 hours. I want to do the service, oil change, lube, adjustments, and have the chain being cleaned and lubed. So that's kind of not my cup of tea. The last one is synthetic. The lubes that have synthetic chemicals in it are really superior, and the cost is getting lower and lower and lower. But it also has the same thing, that it needs a curing time. And boy, synthetic. You ever clean synthetic oil? I mean, it gets all over the place. My detail guys hate it. They really want something easy to clean after I go for a test ride on the final test ride on it. So I'm asking you guys your experience, the product you use. I'm not looking for any bashing of products, and I don't want links to pamphlets and companies and that. I want your personal experience. I've tried many, and this is the one I use, and give the brand name. I'm going to monitor the comments in this following week or down the road and see which one floats to the top. what does everybody use that has great pluses on all sides? For temporary, we are using this Bel-Ray. All right, it's just something we grabbed really quick down the road to do. I like that the curing time is down to 10 to 15 minutes. Big change from the early stuff that Harley made on it. And maybe this is what we will choose to use with your comments. But give me your best experience, your experience. I'm not looking for links and big novels to read. I just want to know what you're using and how well it is using so I can keep these running on the road in the best condition they can. I'm Doc Harley. I look forward to your comments. I'll see you next week.